Hi everyone. Uh, you're live. Thank you. So we're live here. And I wish to call this what I have again. Uh, the heaven on earth is already in inevitable progress. Take two. Because it's take two, because I attempted the other day to do this one, and I was doing more so a test with the computer. Nevertheless, what I will do is continue with this important one. But before I begin, I gotta just put this in the comments section too. Alright, there we go. So, having said this, again, I'll begin with heaven on earth is already in inevitable progress. Now, with this, the ongoing planetary ascension is expediting forward at a very impressive and increasing rate. Everything that all of you have been going through with ascension symptoms, your inner work, discovering your spirituality, then discovering your soul, discovering your divinity, and understanding more of how the universe works and how creation works. Well, this is not by chance in this time. We are in the most unprecedented time ever known to humanity. So you would have in the past, if you will, ones that would set out on a journey on different courses to become spiritual and to be even to become enlightened. And in the past, that was more a solitary route of discovery for the individual to discover themselves, more of their divinity, and of course, their connection and their own communion with universe and I wish to say Mother and Father God. So each individual established their connections in their own ways. And having said this, there are so many unique ways that individuals do this. So in the past, it was more so a journey, a solitary journey in the past for one's to discover their absolute light, to discover their purity. But in this time, in this unprecedented, most auspicious, glorious time, there is a planetary ascension occurring, which has the old rules of the universe somewhat changing, that there is so much more offered, not on the individual level, but on the collective and mass level. So, this is very important to understand that the perspective is no longer an individual journey or experience on the planet. That now it is the togetherness, the unity, the collective, the masses, if you will, to whatever extents and degrees that the masses, that term, what it encompasses and what it actually means. Nevertheless, we don't need numbers on how big that mass is. All we need to know at this point is that you are all connected to this planetary ascension. Yes, you are ascending individually, but as a whole and as a collective. So both is occurring at once. You are ascending your physical vessel, but you're also joined with many others, that is ascending the reality, that is changing the reality. We use the word ascending and ascension because it's an upliftment. It's going upward, if you will, to a higher purity and divinity. But at the same time, having said this, what we are actually doing is bringing this divinity to the surface of the planet, to this reality, to change it. So each one of you are a divine representative to assist in bringing this heaven to earth. So this is what's occurring at this time. So it is an ascension. However, we are bringing down divinity to make the planet acclimatize with divinity. And this puts the planet, the masses, Gaia, your entire reality, it puts it in a place of an ascended state. And we like to use the word fifth dimensional at least. And that's a good descriptive term because it gives one somewhat a gauge to evaluate what is going on. And what I wish to say, when we use the fifth dimension, it is the heavenly place, meaning that darkness, negativity, hardship, all of the negative emotions, they no longer assist. And we are in this great time where all of those negative emotions, experiences, survival tactics, struggling to survive, hardships, none of this serves any longer. You are ascending, and all of those of humanity that are ascending to the fifth dimensional state, you are going into a harmonious, peaceful, loving, abundant, free world where none of these things from this present world that are negative and restrictive exist. They don't exist up here. So right here, if you will, on the planet, you don't have worldwide peace yet. Up here you do. You don't have worldwide freedom in the respect to go anywhere you wish at any time you wish. You don't have that here in this world. In this world that we are creating, you do. You are your own authority and your own boss up here. In this world down here, you are controlled and subjugated to a few that are making money, and the way that they create money, the few that create money and the way they share it is unequal. It's unequal. And because of that savage environment, it creates a great inequality, but it also creates suffering. It creates the poverty and the extreme poverty levels on the planet. Up here in this new world that we are creating right now, materially, physically, poverty doesn't exist. There is not any inequality, especially in wealth. Everyone up here in this new world that we are already creating with the ascension is thriving in abundance and sharing. In this present world, there is so much separation and hate and all of these unnecessary distortions and manipulation and darkness and lies. In this world we're creating, they don't exist, nor can they exist, because this new world is the opposite of everything that separates here. Up here, it's all unity. So when you have hate down here in division between people's beliefs, which is separating, up here you have unity and respect where everyone keeps their beliefs what they wish, but you come together to create the one common goal that all belief systems with humanity here, what they want is they want peace, they want harmony, they want abundance. They don't want to struggle to survive and exist. So up here, all of that is given, and it's so simple to do this. So with this overall ascension, with every individual like you are a divine delegation. You are a peer, a divine peer here, and also to be the example to create the new. So you are a peer of this new world, a representative of it. Now, with all of your inner work that you have done, and typically your inner work is a mastery of all of the negative, uh, distorted emotions that cause conflict, separation from self, and what have you. So many of you are at different levels of doing your mastery, your inner work, not allowing something negative or fear-based from the outside control you to keep you separated from your power and from yourself and from your like-minded unity of the new world up here that is being created. So you need to do your inner work so that you're able to be compatible with the reality where fear does not exist, where negativity does not exist. So you have to do the inner work here as you're doing, and it leads you into this glorious, free, harmonious, joyous, abundant world. And that's what's occurring. So when you look at individually all of your trials and tribulations, all of your tests at learning to do the right thing and to purify all of your acts, your emotions, your actions, and to always take the highest choices and the highest ways to be a pure one with honesty, with integrity, with love, with peace, with harmony. So this is what you have been in Divine Boot Camp to do, to become the divine example of all of these core values which are so important for the new world. So you are being tested and honed and shaped to fit into this new world. But you are a representative of it even now as we transition humanity higher and higher into this new world. So it's been quite a tedious journey for many. This ascension has been a very tedious trip so far, and it has been extensive. However, again, the good news is heaven on earth is already in inevitable progress there. And what this means, it's here materially, it's here physically now, that it can be chosen materially and physically to bring the rest of it into creation. It's already here, but the thing is, we need the rest of humanity, the human souls, to choose it. And it's so simple. And we are in that time right now of choosing materially and physically, and also ratifying um, bringing into law this new reality. How are we doing here? Is can someone? I see Kate. You're on here. How is it working? Can you still hear me? Thank you. Thank you so much, Kate. So I'll continue. Now I wrote down, some points here, and sometimes I go in chronological order, sometimes I don't. But it's good to have some reference points. So what I covered here, planetary ascension, is why you're experiencing all of these hardships in the past and seeing how things are not right in that world, because you have to see what is not right, because you are a divine one to change these things to what is right, what is righteous, what is moral, what is pure, what is based on love and peace, because you are part of this new world and you're down in this savage world to transition it into the new world. So everything that's been occurring is by divine orchestration in this special time, because you are here to change the planet as it is, to change the entire society and take this society out of the savagery that is out there now and take it into civility, the 5D existence, where everyone is caring, sharing, and in equal abundance, peace, and love worldwide. So again, you are the peers, you are the examples of this new world as you raise more and more in your divinity and your power. But actually, a lot of us will say you're raising into it. But actually, what's occurring is you're bringing down your divine power into this physical manifest reality. And this is what is happening. So as you bring down, if you will, your etheric self, your divine identity, as you bring that down into this world, you are changing the world. The world is becoming more of a reflection of what you divinely are out there. Each one of you that is watching this, you are ascending. This is your last time that, if you even have an incarnation, that you will be incarnated on this planet, on this world, because the whole human souls are going at least to the fifth dimensional space. So all of the universal laws and divine laws have changed for the human souls. No longer is this old experience of suffering, this old experience of hell, no longer is it part of this new world. It's being left behind in the dust, if you will. So, having said that, it is truly, I like to say, there truly is, as many of you know, no escape from your divine mission. Meaning that if you are not in alignment with your divine mission and connecting to your connection to Mother, Father, Source, and your guides, what you are finding, if you try to still be a part of this old savage world, it, it will not work. It will not let you because you are divine and you're not to be energizing this old savage reality. You are here to create the new world. And what souls will find in the past, yes, let's say they're awakened and they try to go back in to this old world system and it doesn't work. They'll find everything stripped from them instantly against all logical human odds, because what is occurring is not logic, it is divine. You cannot be a part of this. So you can waste a lot of time if you wish, and keep trying to be a part of it. But the truth is, if you keep an open mind and just pay attention to what others are saying about this new world and this ascension with an open mind, then you can clearly see it. Yeah, that's what I come here to do. I know I'm a part of that. And I also know somehow at the soul level, I signed myself in to planet Earth that I couldn't leave until the mission was completed, because I am, as you are, an important divine one that has brought down your divine identity and your divine authority with your other divine brother and sisters, comrades, to change the reality, to change the savage reality into the heaven on earth reality. It doesn't take all of the masses, if you will, to be awakened to get up here. What it takes is the divine ones that have been divinely delegated to the planet to be awakened enough and in alignment with their mission, meaning their mission is to create the new world, and then you continue on whatever your soul decides from there. In actuality, you are immortal. The soul never dies. And also in this great time, many of you have the great divine liberty of taking the physical vessels forward into the multi-dimensional spectrum. And this is why it's been so important to take care of the temple, the physical vessel. Watch your food and drink and take at least your proper care of it, because you wish to keep it in the best energetic and organic shape as you can, so that it acclimatizes with the higher reality. So with this, there's the point I got here is that there is much unnecessary suffering in the world today. And what I wish to say, in this 5D world, there is no suffering at all. And all of this, what I just said, this unnecessary suffering, because it is unnecessary even right now when you look out. With this new world we're creating, it can be done now and replace this world in the blink of an eye, if you will. And it is. When you look at over eons of time or millennia, what is occurring now is occurring so quickly with this heaven on earth scenario that it's tangible, it's very real. I put our website in the comments. So this is real. It's not some fantasy. It's not some illusion. It is not a possibility. It is actually happening. It's an actual reality that is given to the planet. And again, one's just need to choose it. And it is inevitable that they will choose it, because as you see, as things get harder and harder out there for the majority of the population on the planet, 85, 90, 93% of them, things are getting very hard, or at least slacking for them. And this is where that majority vote comes from, that supports the reality of the new world. And because this new world is actually, the choice for it is actually materially here for them to see, what this means, again, is the imminency, it's imminent, and the inevitability that this new world, these new set of divine guidelines for the new system for the entire planet, but also the law of God is being established upon the planet. It's being collected, it's being ratified through all of those that are materially choosing it on a material physical website on the internet. So it's being done now. Now, having said this, this day, heaven on earth, it's been promised, it's been written in prophecy, it's been written in religion, through all major prophecies, beliefs, religion, ancient text even. This time has been prophesied. Yes, the new age is also, the golden age is also what this is. It is a reality. No longer is it what ones could say a figment of imagination. No longer can any unawakened one look at what GPMS.world is, which is the heaven on earth being created. No longer can an unawakened one look at this and say that it's fantastic, that it's not real, because there is no argument that can be created against it, against GPMS.world, because it is the divine plan. It's all inclusive. It's concrete. So having said that, an unawakened one does not have a logical argument against it, because GPMS.world, which is the divine plan, it is all inclusive, but it's also logical. And it's logical in the sense that what is being done, we are in phase one of collecting the majority agreement worldwide from every individual. And everyone knows how a vote works, if you will. This is logic. All of humanity, even ones not awakened, to know that an ascension is occurring, GPMS.world, the divine plan, is still logic. Because with the simplest thing, the majority rules, and once the majority voice is collected worldwide, the majority voice dictates what reality will be like. And in this case, it's absolute abundance, peace, love, harmony, freedom, love, all of those good things. So, having said this, logically, no one is going to refuse what this is, especially no one out of the 85 or 93% of the human population. It would be absolute insanity for them to refuse such a logical concept, if you will. So, with this, it only takes the time for one to just look at what it is, but just to know what's occurring is a worldwide vote. The majority is used to a worldwide vote. And what happens when you have a worldwide vote? Well, the majority wins. So what you're doing is voting on a new free and abundant, equal, peaceful, loving world, or you can choose just this world that you presently have. But there is no comparison for the fifth dimensional world that is being physically manifested and created now as we continue to collect the individual consents and agreements from every woman, every man, and most importantly, every child. For the first time ever in the history of this planet, every child's vote, every child's agreement, every child's choice counts the same as an adult's. So having said this, all of the children, or the parents' children being the rightful and respectful guardians, will choose it for their children as well, and will add the consents of their children on this phase 1 voting platform, which is on our GPMS website, which is in the comments section here. So with this, for anyone that wants this new world, all you got to do is take about 2 to 3 minutes and go and add your agreement through the consent. And your agreement just is putting in your name, your age, and making a scribble mark in the box just to say that it was not a robot, if you will. And you don't need to put a signature. You can put a star or a heart. And it takes you about 1 to 3 minutes to do that. So once your consent is there, it's there. That's all it does. It only takes you about 3 minutes maximum to fill in your consent, to add your agreement. Once you do that, your vote is counted and added to the whole, and the vote keeps accumulating. The vote does not stop until we have the majority. So there is no time limit on this vote. But what I will say, the quicker we get to the majority vote, the quicker it's all over. And it becomes each one's individual, what they are feeling, how they wish to assist with this at sharing the information out to the world, that they now have a choice of an actual new system that is the divine plan sent here to the surface from Prime Creator. They have that choice, which is going to free them forever and take them out of worry and take them out of lack, take them out of hate, take them out of enslavement. So everyone is going to choose that, if you will, to the most degree. The majority will choose it in the least. So, with this, God's law is part of this divine plan, GPMS.world. And God's law simply is based on do no harm. And this is the simple law for humanity. And yes, some may say, it was written always for ones to do that, but you still had ones committing crimes against others and inflicting harm. Yes, that was very real in the past. However, what's occurring, all realities reside on a certain frequency. A certain vibration of reality creates the frequency. So what we are doing by each one purifying your acts and your deeds and even your negative thoughts, you are changing the frequency. You are changing the vibration of reality. And just one of you affects about 1 million others on the planet when you're in more of your mastery. So what this also means is that the more that we have in your purity and your mastery, well, it changes reality quicker, that the masses, again, don't even need to be awake, because they are affected by your decision and your alignment with your mission and your reality. So it needs to be understood as well. So God's law is being established on the planet, and this is part of the heaven on earth scenario. And GPMS is the guidelines that are constructed uh, inclusively and concretely and simply as well. So, having said this again, there cannot be any argument from the present current system because of what the new system gives to all. And one thing, it eradicates poverty instantly. So something the old system says that they cannot do, and the reason they say that, because they don't have any intention to do it. In reality, if the old system wanted to do things in the public's best interest, they would have already done GPMS.world, and everyone would have already been there. But of course, there has been in the past the underlying agendas and control, but none of that matters to us. The people now have the choice for the fifth dimensional world. And believe me, this is not, again, I would not be sitting here like I am now, and like so many times previously, speaking about this, if I was only human, and if this was not divinely ascertained. Because in reality, if it wasn't divinely supported, and if it wasn't divine, I most likely wouldn't even be here. If I wasn't divine, I would have been taken out by the system. But the very fact and the reason why I'm still here is because I'm divine and this system can't. Because I am one of many like you that are divine delegates placed on the planet to create this new world for the human souls. So for you, but also for the other human souls and the children that cannot yet. So we are the ones, we are the peers, we are the examples, we are the divine delegation that is divinely ensured and enhanced to take this to fruition for the new world. Any one of you that's watching this, there's many of you I know that could look in your past and say, why am I not dead? Under such unusual circumstances, I survived. And with this, there were many that from this old system became targets by it because many were threats to this old system. Yet you persevered, these ones that were threats persevered, and we're still here to take things forward. It's part of the spiritual battle, if you will, but we already won the battle. So everything is ascertained with the ascension, with your individual ascension, and the overall ascension of the planet. Then, depending on the individuals, some of you will keep ascending further into the multi-dimensional spectrum, or whatever you have chosen at the soul level to do, to keep it simple. So, it's already happening. It is, as I just discussed earlier. So it's above possible. It's actually happening. Um, so we are in phase one yet of collecting this majority consent on an individual basis for the most part worldwide. Um, Now I wrote this statement down. We have the necessary simple guidelines to make the entire world function easily while in equal abundance for all, as well as peace and freedom. And this is what it is. These guidelines are very simple, and we already have that in place, so we know how this fifth dimensional world is going to operate, the logistics of it, the dynamics. It is very simple, it's simplified, and it's based on the simple truth and love and what have you. It doesn't contain the fear mechanisms and the complexity of all of this society you're currently in. Many of these things within current society you don't need. They have no value to advance humanity forward. They're actually mechanisms to keep humanity encapsulated in hell, if you will. So many of these instruments don't exist up here. We just take the the instruments that are in the public's best interest for all, if you will, in the least. And two of these is the existing internet that the people take the ownership of to do the right, good things with, and the financial routing system itself. So we strip that out very simply, uh, technologically to its core, and this could be done in about a week is what we do, and we open the entire worldwide financial routing system. We open it up fully. We take down all of the encryption gates, and we turn it into a free flow system just to disperse the unlimited funds worldwide to every individual and every essential goods and services. So we have all of the skill set, all of the knowledge how to do it. It's simply a new world that is based on treating everyone with love and equality and compassion and abundance. That type of a new world, a 12-year-old child could run that new world themselves, if you will. It's that simple. And this is what we are doing, and uh, ensuring that this new system is up and running beautifully for humanity. So currently, and the GPMS website is in the comments. Currently, when I looked, we had 121,443 consents, votes, agreements, registered on the website, logged on the website. So having said that, it is a considerable number with 100,000, but in the blink of an eye, at any point, because we keep raising the vibration of the planet, this will go viral, and we're getting very close to it. And so, what we have done also divinely along the way, we have identified hindrances and obstacles in the divine plan, in the overall ascension. And during the course of this, whenever we identify any obstacles and what have you, then we energetically and divinely and consciously apply the remedies so that these obstacles are dissolved. Now, sometimes with that, and I'll use myself for an example, we have to interject the higher truth down into the other consciousness levels to break it up. Meaning that when they're in the lower consciousness levels, they keep looping in the same monotonous routine, if you will, of being a servant to the system that is sucking them dry. So sometimes I got to go down and interject truth in there to wake them up and to plant seeds, which I do. I don't prefer to do that, but it is at times divinely necessary to do it because we need growth forward. If we don't do it, as I said, there is the stagnancy, and they'll just keep looping, and ones will think it's maybe if they have begun their spirituality down in here, many false things have been put in even the genuine guidances to get them out of it. And one of the things what I hear is that it's not correct. They say, oh, just being down here is only an experience to accept everything. But in reality, as many of you know, no. It's more than an experience. It's a mission to not accept all of these things and to create the new world where everyone is free. But it's been like the Bible was manipulated to some extent. Much of the written divine guidance upon the planet had been infiltrated and manipulated to some extent. However, in this great time and with your great discernment, the more you rise in your power, or the more you bring your power down, then you're able to discern what is valuable in religion, what is actually true, and what is not. So you can weed out, if you will, the manipulation, but then you also can take the values and put them all together to guide also yourself towards your higher divinity and bring that down in. So, any questions on this? Not sure how many's viewing, but any questions? I've been speaking for a while here. Thank you. Thank you, Terry. Brother, good to see you here. And Amanda, Sharon, Gabrielka, and Viorica, and Vicky. Yeah, any questions or comments on this, what I said? As I said, the website that each one can materially go to, it's gpms.world, and we've added official behind it. So it's gpms.world official. If you type that in your bar, and you'll find it come up in your search engine easier, or you have the direct link right here in the comments to click on and go and log in your consent. And if you're a parent and want the free and abundant world for your children so they don't need to study in school for 20 years and then work enslaved for another 20 or 40. You want to set them free now from that enslavement future. Go and consent for your children and also for yourself. And quicker we get the worldwide vote gathered, the quicker we get this done. And and again, it's happening. This is real. It's real. It's not an illusion. It's not a scam. It's not a game. It's the most powerful reality that humanity ever had a choice to choose, and it is, and it's divinely sent, and everything's been written about it. So I don't see any questions here in the comments. So what I'll do is, I believe I may soon end this. So gpms.world is here in the comments section. And with this overall ascension, again, things are speeding up very quickly. Thank you, Mary. Natalie asked a question. She says, how long do you think it will take for all to get on board? Well, I'm connected straight to Prime Creator, but having said that, because I'm connected straight to Mother, Father God, and mostly Father, with what I'm doing on the planet, it also means in this consciousness that sometimes I'm not given all of the particulars and details. I'm only given, in accordance with the divine plan, what is to be purveyed and shared outward divinely. Having said that, Mary, what Father gave me about 2 weeks ago, and I put a post out on my timeline here, that tentatively, that it's very possible by November of this year that we'll be in this new world. So what that means right at this time, it's quite possible that we'll achieve the majority vote by November of this year, which is very great. And but also having said that, in the blink of an eye, this will go viral at some point around the world. And when it does that, nothing stops it. It's a snowball going straight downhill, if you will, and it just keeps gathering momentum. But in this case, it's going uphill and gathering momentum. So what I wish to say, this is what Mother and Father said to put out, that it's tentatively at this time looking like we can have the mission accomplished by November and place all of this world into the civilized system. And as many of you know, there's so many other supporting evidence and reasons out there why this world here cannot exist for any longer. There's too much information that no way is this old world going to exist like it is. So that makes it easier for one to know, all right, you don't need to worry. Here's the new one, gpms.world. And this one is done equally by the people. There is no way there can be any criminal corruption whatsoever in the way that this is structured. It's all the people, and the people are all abundant and free. And because of this new world, it doesn't matter if someone was greedy. It doesn't affect all the people, but also a greedy one just cannot exist in this world as well. So everything is all taken care of and supportive for all people, all human souls. So thank you, Mary, for that. Any other questions? What I will say is, again, everything is going quickly forward, and for most of you that watch the updates and information I put out, if you've been following I for a while, you will know, let's say, many prophetic things were put out that were confirmed to show you the validity of what and who I am, and the genuine divineness of what I am. Sometimes there was a couple little things that I was instructed to put out prophetically that I don't think occurred, but for whatever reason they were put out. But if you look at the percentage, you will see the biggest percentage of the prophetic things that I was instructed to put out did occur, confirming what and who I am. Sometimes there's little variables, if you will, in the overall ascension and divine plan that changes. So it doesn't mean like, let's say, with a clairvoyant or psychic one that's assisting ones, if they say something and it doesn't occur, it's just because something changed that it didn't occur. And it doesn't mean that they're not credible at all. It just means that what they were given in that moment was correct. However, between the moment they were given it and when it was supposed to occur, something changed and it didn't occur. And in respect to this, it is so important for each one of you to know and to always bear and keep in mind that reality is switching and changing every day. And it's so important not to have any projected plans into the future. Any plans that you may have, only have them as options or tentative possibilities. You don't wish to restrict yourself fully to a futuristic logical plan that's forward, because it may not be, if it's logic, it may not be in alignment with the divine plan. And then what you could do is subjugate yourself to a uh, a lower timeline. And believe me, and I know it, none of you wish to do that. It's make the highest choices and do all of the highest things that you can, and you will find and you will see your own confirmations. The more you are in alignment with divinity, purity, in your divine mission, you will see more signs in the skies, in your reality. You'll see it reflected in others. Many confirmations that it is true. And what you'll also know, if you do not follow all of the purity and all of the higher choices, then you'll start to see some of those negative things again. And this will tell you you're out of alignment, at least. So it's important to know that, to always make the higher choices. And so I'll keep this right as it is. And with that, I thank you all for joining. Thank you for the couple questions, and love, light, and gratitude. Of course, God is real, as we know, Mother and Father, Prime Creator, and the Divine Plan, GPMS.world, is real as well. And the quicker everyone gets there and adds their agreement to the whole, we get the majority vote. And then all of these struggles that ones were having, it's all over. You're on divine vacation and never to look back at a sick, dark, and fear-based world. You're all free. So we do this all together, and each one plays their part, and information and knowledge is indeed power, which also raises you up and assists you in bringing your divinity into the physical, in your physical manifest on the planet. So beautiful. So with that, any winks, we got this. Peace, love, light, and much gratitude, and have an amazing day. Woo!